Fishbowl.
Junkie.
Fishbowl.
Junkie.
Tell him again.
I'm a
Fishbowl.
junkie. And I like it funky.
So you cannot say anything too naughty right now because we're live. Rightio. Welcome back to another episode of the Fishbowl. Now today is a special one. Today's almost like a late Father's Day guest. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, belated Father's Day, mate.
Can you define that?
That is the term you use. So if you you forget your mate's birthday,
Yeah, okay.
so you think, shit, it was his birthday last week.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll send a card.
Yeah.
That means I'm wishing you a happy belated birthday. That's the term, belated. It means late, but it's just a nicer term. Yeah, fuck yeah, mate.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
never said it didn't.
I got kicked out of school at fucking 14, but I read books, mate, so I learned shit.
14.
14, mate, yeah.
Fuck me. Let's get into that. So,
Oh, I didn't mean that.
basically, what today's episode, what we got is my father, my dad, my daddy, my father, my boy.
That's my boy.
And look, this is everyone listening. This is my dad. This is my dad, Gary. Welcome to the couch, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
welcome to the Fishbowl.
Oh, it's a privilege for me.
Do you know anything about this podcast we got going on here?
No, Mike, no, not at all. I've watched probably 5 minutes of yours and turned it off, because it's I can hear all that shit when you and your mates having a beer together. So why the fuck do I want to spend my time watching that shit?
It's not much different, is it?
No different at all.
No,
mate.
nothing.
It's just a few dudes yakking.
If you sat down and watched a whole hour of one of our episodes, you'd go, I fucking heard all that before.
Yeah. I'd say so, yeah.
Well, welcome. And
No, thank you. It's a privilege to be asked.
I think we'll just get straight into it because
All right.
most people listening will probably go, fuck me, I've heard this shit a million times at their joint. But there'll be some shit that, an avid listener at our kitchen bench might not have heard before.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
So you said just before, kicked out at 14.
Oh, yeah, well, it is true. I was brought up in the days, this was early 70s, and it was a different style of teaching. It was a real draconian style, fucking old school. And if you showed no sort of brains, you were left behind. But also, I had brains. I'm sure I had brains. Everyone's got brains and ability. But because I was taught wrong, we were taught if we did something wrong, we get belted for it. We get smacked over the head with a wooden ruler. We'd get called out and hit across the hands with a strap simply because we couldn't get what this dickhead was trying to tell us. And now when I'm older, I realise those fuckers just didn't know how to teach. They did not know how to teach.
Yeah, so it's not like you're oblivious to it and being like, nah, fuck school. You're like,
Oh, no.
It was just wrong.
I wanted to learn because even at that young age, I knew the only way to get anywhere in life was to work. And you had to have brains to work, And but these pricks had no idea how to teach you. They favoured the brainy kids.
Yeah.
And us who were a bit slow on the uptake, but also stressed to hell of getting belted for doing wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, my mum, unbeknown to me, it was Form 3, which is that's year 6, 7, 8, year 9, end of year 9, I guess, in the lingo now. I came out, knocked off for school holidays. I thought, fucking beauty, 7 weeks of running around with the mates, fucking swimming in the river, fucking whatever, you get up to. I came home that Friday night, and Mum said, I got a job for you. I said, yeah, beauty, because I was used to doing paper rounds, selling papers at the pub and washing cars and chopping firewood for people. And I thought, oh, beauty, a few extra bucks for the holidays. She said, nah, it's a real job. What do you fucking mean? She said, you're not going back to school. You're going straight to work in the building trade. Fuck me. So anyway, I didn't know what had happened, but Mum told me years later she received a letter from the school saying, virtually, and he's no fucking good. He can't learn. He's a dumb prick. We'll give you permission because it was too young to leave. You had to be 15 to leave officially, so they gave my mother permission for me to leave with the education department. So she found a job bang like that because the old days, you tradies everywhere wanted people, timber mills, everybody. So bang, she got a job, no worries. And fuck, at 14 I was thrown into the workforce with adults, What a wake-up call, mate.
Fuck me.
Going to school one day, come home Friday expecting 7 weeks of freedom. Monday morning, pack your lunch and go to work.
14,
mate. Yeah, I rolled up in the building site with all these blokes fucking laughing at me. What a fucking, look at this kid,
Yeah.
Pricks trying to dack you, pull your dacks down, throw you in a river, fucking put plaster up your ass crack, lather your balls with plaster or grease, or no nail guns, but they'd hammer your take your boots off and hammer them to the bloody floor, and everywhere you looked, you were on edge because you thought some big bastard was going to grab you. And
shit that if you did now as a boss, you'd probably end up in prison.
Oh, yeah, I know young fellas what was set alight, the pants set alight, My mate Maury, he left a year later, similar circumstances, into mechanics. And he used to have a lot of petrol on the bottom of his overalls and grease. And he was sitting in the shithouse one day, and the shithouse was about so hot. The door of the shithouse was about so high. And they rolled a little bit of petrol under the door, concrete floor, went around his feet, and he thought, what the fuck? And next minute they lit her up. And bottom of his pants are on fire. He comes running out there laughing. Yeah. And they used to have a parts washing, like a bowl full of sort of oil for washing parts. Yeah. So he dunked his pants in there, or his legs in there, and then ran out to the hose out the back where they used to wash the radios. And another time, we were in the pub later on, probably when we were 18 and old enough, laughing about all these stories, about I got dacked. I walked in, and I'd mixed the fucking plaster, which was worse. I walks in with a big bowl of plaster for the dude I was working for. The next minute, bang, I was jumped. Yep. Had about 4 big fucking tradies holding me down. Before I knew it, my pants were around my ankles, and the plaster I'd mixed was poured in my ass crack and all up my balls. Fuck. And held there while it dried. Yeah. Kicking and screaming. Yeah. So one night in a pub with Maury a few years ago, we were comparing what was worse to get out of your pubic hairs was plaster or grease. Maury got the grease.
Yeah. What was worse, Jurgen?
I think the grease, because Maury had to use turps and petrol to wash it out of his pubes.
That stings, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mine wasn't too bad in the bathtub. It sort of dissolved a bit. But, fuck, yeah, all shit like that. But I guess as I grew up, I was probably one of them blokes doing it to the young blokes as well. So it was just a passage,
Yeah.
Breaking into work.
Yeah.
All kids, all apprentices, every young bloke, no matter what it was, got some sort of initiation.
Did you, when obviously I would have been growing up to 14, I was well and truly still in school, still a baby.
Yeah.
When you would have heard things from, obviously you were being a father, so if I was in trouble at 14 or one of my mates was in trouble at 14, you couldn't have been like, oh, well, that's fucking nothing, because back in my day I had plaster on my balls. Did you in your head used to think, fuck me, this is nothing?
Yeah, I did. But also being my son, I didn't fucking like anyone. If someone had done it to you, especially in this day and age, I would have, been knocking the door down, mate. Yeah. And, I'd be extracting revenge, you fuckers, but in the day you wouldn't even bother telling your father. Yeah. Because he just laugh and say, "Fucking grow up! You gotta do that." And he probably would have said, "That's fuck all, mate." In my day,
I was getting shot at.
Yeah. At 14, I lowered my age to join the army to go and fight Nazis. Fucking grow up, boy. So you had no hope,
No. So 14, fucking hell. So 14, you had your first full-time job. School's done. Forget about that.
Yeah, forget about that.
Well, then what?
Well, it was really as rough as it was working. I'd had enough of that school because I was stressed all day. I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared. It was a different going to work with all those tradies. It was still stressful, but it was different because I was becoming like one of those blokes.
You can almost see like an end goal of, well, if I put up with this shit, I'll become one of them. Whereas a teacher at school, you're never going to become one of them.
No,
so
never.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
No, and as much as at school, the anger used to grow in me so bad. I wanted to punch him. I wanted to lash out. But when I maybe that first 6 months with the tradies, I thought, shit, I can lash out.
Yeah,
I can hit somebody with a lump of wood, and it's fine. It's justifiable.
yeah.
And fuck, probably after 6 months, and I was a skinny kid when I started work, but say 6 to 12 months of working, hard work, just physical every day, eating like a horse.
Yeah.
I started to grow, and by 15 and a half, I was strong as an ox. So I was able to frighten pricks away.
Yeah.
And pick up a lump of wood.
Yeah.
And put a big old killer act on and say, I'm fucking going to kill you, mate. And, whoa, fuck, I leave him alone,
Oh, Blakey's serious.
And, yeah, it was a rite of passage. And I loved work.
Yeah.
Plus, I was getting money.
Yeah, true.
A lot of me mates, because I left school so early, I was making money. And I think around about 16, I bought my first motorbike.
Yeah,
Because
fuck.
I had that money. And the boys were riding fucking converted fucking lawnmowers or something, around the paddocks.
Yeah.
I rolls up with a brand new 125 Honda dirt bike.
Yeah,
And I was just fucking,
living.
I was living, mate. Yeah.
So how old you would have been then? 16?
Yeah, I think 16 I saved enough cash to actually go down to a Honda shop in Lilydale and say, I want that one.
So 16, you buy a new motorbike. You've been working for,
Yeah, probably a year and a half. But
almost 3 years of full-time work, and you've got yourself a motorbike.
yeah.
There's no going back at that point.
No, it wasn't the first bike. Probably at 15, I had enough money to buy an old second-hand. It was a BSA. It was a British bike.
Yeah.
And I thought, fucking hell, I'm made. But I spent more time pushing it than what I did riding it.
Yeah.
It was just a big old heap of shit. Today it'd be worth a lot of money.
Yeah. I've got a car similar to that. Nissan Patrol.
Yeah, mate.
So 16 comes around.
Yeah.
You've been working all this time. You got a motorbike.
Yeah.
You probably still got mates in school. Got no money.
Yeah, only a couple of mates
Yeah.
because most of my mates I hung out with at school were similar to me.
Yeah.
And not a learning disability, but just a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And so they all started to leave before 18. Nobody went to university. No. Not one friend of mine in the day went to uni. So they were all out well before 18 and on their road to work,
So obviously your job from 14 to say 16, you were plastering.
Well, that's who Mum sent me with his plasterer, and he was old school. It was not like it is now where you just throw it up and chuck plaster on it. It was restoration of old homes.
Yeah.
And it was just dog hard work, you know, dog hard. I knew that wasn't for me. Plus, I hated him with a passion, the bloke I was working for, because he was probably one of the first ones to get me dacks down and throw plaster all over me balls. He was the ringleader, and I hated him with a passion. He used to make me work all hours. And he said to my mum, I'm going to make he's going to be apprentice. He'll be a qualified plasterer in 4 years. He had no intention. He wanted a slave labourer. And my first pay packet was $14, and that's with tax out. And that was first year apprentice tradie money, and that was fair dinkum. It was all above board. $14. I come home and I said to Mum, look at that, I got paid. She said, okay, well, I'll take $10 of that. Left me a $4 for the weekend. She said, well, you know, you eat more than $10. And now you're a man. You can't live here for nothing. She took $10. So, yeah, mate, I worked for him for 18 months. So probably 16. Yeah, I was probably 16 and a half, and I got enough guts. Got a little bit frightened of him as he was a bad-tempered bastard, and if I'd mixed up the wrong batch of plaster, it was a bit sloppy or a bit firm, he'd throw it across the room trying to hit me with it, and it would just hit the fucking wall and splatter shit everywhere, and he'd yell at me, make the right fucking batch, and when that dries, scrape it off the walls and scrape it off the floors. I hated him with a passion. Yeah, he was a real fucking dead cunt, mate. A little bit weird too.
Yeah.
In some funny ways.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got enough guts and I said to my old mum, because in the day we respected, I know everybody respects their parents, but it was sort of what parents said was law, you know, at that age. Until we were old enough to piss off and be on our own, and we lived under our mother and father's head, we did what we was told. So I said, I didn't dare tell my mother how I was being treated on the job, but I said I want to leave the job, and she said, you're not leaving that job until you have another job to go to. She probably thought, fuck, he'll leave the job and I'll never see him again. He'll be running wild, you know. So anyway, I rode my push bike all over town, mate. I ended up getting a job in an engineering factory. Start Monday. So I rang this bloke up and I said, I won't be coming in on Monday. So he says to me, what a big fucking disappointment you are. He said, you'll never go anywhere. I should never have hired you. You've let me down. You've let your parents down. And it was the first time I'd ever told someone to go and get fucked. I was on the phone. And I said, you know what, boss? What? I said, you can go and get fucked. And we had the old phone boxes in the day, and I just seen it in the movies. You slam it. You slam it down, they go, oh, fuck. And they look at the phone on the other end.
Yeah.
As if you're going to come out the phone, as if you're going to appear, look at the fucking phone. Hang it up. Beauty. So I started in this engineering factory by just cutting steel, learning how to weld, you know, just good work, you know, with steel and good men. By this time, at 16 and a half, I'd grown. I was eye to eye with most men, and I respected them, and I was respected there too, you know. And I worked there for some time, and all I wanted to do was get a road motorcycle. I had the trail bikes, and all I wanted to do was be a bikie. I wanted to wear the fucking cut off denim. I wanted the dirty jeans. I wanted the fucking what we used to call engineering boots, dirty old black boots. I wanted the long hair, the open face helmet, a pair of fake Ray-Bans, a fucking little beard I could grow at the time.
How old were you here?
Well, I was 17, mate, and in the old days, in the 70s anyway, you could get a learner's permit for your motorbike at 17 and 9 months, and that meant you could buy any bike you wanted to, no matter what size. You could buy a fucking 1200 Harley if you had the money, and you could get this piece of paper that said you've got a learner's permit. You didn't even do a test. You did a verbal test at a cop shop. You went home, you put the learner's plate on your bike, and bang, you went off and tried not to kill yourself on this 650 road bike I bought off a friend, you know. And like an instant Hell's Angel in my mind, I was, you know, terrorising everybody and fucking riding at midnight up and then some of the other boys started to get bikes.
So you're 17
and 9 months, yeah.
You're 17 years old, you got your bike, your bike licence from a cereal box. Fucking, you want to be a bag hunt. What's the next step at a 17-year-old?
Yeah, well
how do you go about joining it?
Well, the next
joining a bikie gang? How do you do that?
Well, in the day you could rock up, and if you knew somebody, especially if you knew somebody, that was the start. You know, it's like any club. I got this mate who'd like to come in. I never had any. Not for a few years later, and then I had a few of the boys who were in the Rebels. It was a different Rebels than what it is nowadays. It was purely there was a criminal, sort of factor to it. But it was mainly partying and riding bikes and fixing bikes. Pubs, parties, bit of criminal intent, as I say, but nothing like it is now. And then the next stage was get rid of the old plates and get a P plate license. So you couldn't roll up at a bikie clubhouse with L plates on. Just wasn't the fucking look, and a bit of bum fluff on your chin.
That wasn't cool?
No, it wasn't cool, mate. It wasn't cool. Yeah. So I thought, well, another 3 months, I'll turn 18 and I'll get a licence. So to get the licence, you book in at the local cop shop. And bear in mind, this cop has probably been watching me for 3 months ride around town.
Yeah.
So he knows I can ride and I'm not dead. Yeah. So I book in. Yeah, right, I come down Tuesday, bring that bike with you. Yeah. So I go down, and usually they would watch you ride around the block, come back, answer a few stupid fucking questions, Who do you give way? You give way to the right? Yeah. You stop at a red stop? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I thought, I'm ready for that. He'll watch me ride up and down. So I book in, and his name was Jimmy Crow. And his sons are still around Hillsville. And he says, you're here for your licence, Blakey? I said, yeah, P plates. And he says, yeah, right. Come in, I'll write the licence out. And I thought, fuck, no test? He said, nah. He said, I've seen you riding that fucking thing around town, and if you haven't killed yourself yet on that thing, you deserve a licence. He wrote it out, and bang, P plates. P plates for 12 months. So, yeah.
It's a 17. Is that 17 you got?
18.
Yeah, so what?
So L plates for 3 months.
Yeah.
Get full licence at 18. So you ride anything.
Comes out then, and then fucking, how the fuck you end up? I'll fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
How the fuck you end up in the Solomon Islands?
Oh, wow. Yeah, Solomon Islands at about 18 and a half, I think, for Solomon Islands, maybe 19. Oh, well, I told you I worked for that engineering company.
Yeah.
And unbeknown to me, I didn't know what they made. I just knew they manufactured shit and steel.
Just rocking up and
just
getting
fucking
money.
steel. I thought, steel, that's a man's job, isn't it? Fuck plaster.
Yeah.
I'll work with steel.
Yeah.
And hard man shit,
Yeah.
So unbeknown to me, and of course, once I started, I realised what they manufactured. And what they manufactured was radio towers. Now, these radio towers, you got to remember it was the 70s before FM radio was invented. Fucking decades before mobile phones was invented. And of course, bloody credit cards and all that shit. Everything was done in cash. So anyway, they manufactured these towers, tower sections. And they went out, and these towers, I was pretty amazed, they could go out on site, and the site could be anywhere in Australia. Anywhere there was a new radio station starting up, AM station. And these towers would go to 400 to 500 foot. And all they were was 2-foot triangles. If you could just imagine a triangle, 3 legs, braces in between, diagonal, horizontal, 10-foot sections with feet. And the idea was to stand up 40 foot and put 3 guy ropes to anchor posts. Go up another 40 foot, another 3 guy ropes. So in theory, you could go to 1,000 foot like that. As long as you've got all your guy ropes all at the right length. Guy ropes are all made on site, towers are all made out on site. And they'd bring trucks in, they would send these tower sections on semi-trailers all over Australia. And I thought, wow, I'm sort of part of this. This is a good thing. And then one day, all these rough-looking dudes came into the factory. When I say rough-looking dudes, they were all blokes in their 20s, blue singlets, the old footy shorts, you know, a pair of old boots with the toes out. I thought, fuck, look at these, where these dudes come from. And these fellas were the field crew who actually built the towers on site. Times were quiet, so the company said, oh, I'll come down the hills or you can work in the workshop for a while until another big contract come up. And I got to know these dudes and I just said, fuck, what a life. You know, you get paid to travel around Australia and do this incredible rigging work. You know, you're the men, you know, you're the fucking real men. And anyway, they left. So I was left in the workshop with half a dozen blokes building these, manufacturing this shit. And one day the boss said, would you like to go on a job out in the field? And I said, fuck yeah. Bear in mind now I was probably 17 and a half. So was up in New South Wales, Deniliquin, and I thought, fucking hell, I'm going to be one of them riggers, you know, going to meet up with all these dudes I met a while back, you know, all these hard drinking, dope smoking womanizers, you know, driving hot cars and utes and trucks. Oh, fucking I'm made. I get up there, and all I did was 3 weeks was dig fucking holes. It was a place called Deniliquin.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a backhoe. I was the fucking backhoe, mate. Yeah. Pick and shovel, digging fucking holes, pour concrete in them, getting the foundations ready for the heroes to come in and build the tower. Yeah. Came back and I just thought, so much for that, you know. And then one day, got sent out to do another job in Adelaide with another fella, dig holes, pour concrete. But I was lucky enough the riggers came in and put this tower up. Wasn't big. It was only about 150 foot. It was put up. I was pretty amazed. And the boss said, do you like this shit? And I said, yeah. He said, why don't you go for a climb up to the top? Fuck yes. I climbed to the top. I thought, this is pretty good. I thought I'm okay with heights, obviously. In the days, there was no safety harnesses. You just climbed. Came down, and they must have taken a bit of a liking to me, and I started to learn how to rig under a bloke by the name of Johnny Miller. And Johnny, he turned out a bit of a hero and a mentor. He was probably 10, 15 years on me. He'd been into the old Pentridge. He'd done time in Pentridge. He was a hard man, hard drinker, hard fighter. He took me under his wing. So we're living interstate, staying in pubs. I learnt to drink. I learnt to fight with him. I thought it was fantastic. It was a real, young man's education. And I did everything with him but go to jail. So I thought I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. He taught me how to rig, just him and I on a structure. And then one day they said they had this contract in the Solomon Islands, which is just sort of south of New Guinea. And the Pacific War was fought all through the Solomon Islands with the Americans and the Japs. Bit of history there. So, yeah, great. So they flew me and Johnny over in a little 6-seater aeroplane, twin engine. But originally it was an 8-seater. They had to take the back seats out and put an extra fuel tank in so we didn't go down in the sea. And we got over there. Oh, man, what an education that was. We probably had about 3 or 4 different islands where we had to put these structures up, and it was like stepping back in time. It was a government contract, so when you do government contract, you have to it probably still exists. You have to get a certain amount of local labour, which meant hiring the local Solomon Islanders, who, they're all black fellas. We probably had about 30 with us, and then we narrowed it down to about 6 good workers. And they stayed with us the whole 3 months. But the site we were working at was the old American air base, where the Americans had their air base during the fight of Guadalcanal. It was called Henderson Airfield. And nobody had been on that site till we get there. We cleared all the jungle with blokes with machetes. had big fires going. All these local fellas were just big, hard. We call them knackers. It's a bit of slang for those sort of workers, and no shoes on them. Cleared everything by hand. And one of the first things is to pour all our concrete foundations, and you have to do some ploughing. So we had the only tractor on the island and a single plough we took over by ship. Anyway, the tractor does a couple of runs with the ploughing in these earth wires for the tower. Anyway, I'm doing something else with Johnny, and we see all these black fellas sort of yelling and carrying on. So Johnny and I amble over. Fucking hell, mate. When he pulled the plough up, he's pulled a bomb. And this bomb was probably a metre long, covered in corrosion. And I've looked at it and I said, oh, mate, Johnny, I said, look at that, mate, it's still got the fucking business end on it, meaning it still had the point and it was still very much alive. So I'm sort of fucking joking, about it. And called the boss over and he said, fucking hell, that's alive. And I said, yeah, I wonder how many more are under our feet. So anyway, right, he finds the only telephone on the island, telephones our office over here. He telephones the army. And in turn, the army said, oh, we'll get our maps out. Where's your company working? And they said, Henderson Airfield and Guadalcanal in the Solomons. Fucking hell. Get them off the site straight away. That joint hasn't been de-bombed. Nobody's been on that site since the war. So we pulled out of the job. We had plenty to do up in the safety area, getting shit ready. And a couple of days later, this Hercules, a massive Hercules, Hercules is like a big troop carrier. It's like the Mack truck of the air for the army. It's got 4 big propped engines. You get about 40 blokes sit down the side of it in these sort of fucking seatbelt strapping chairs, So noisy they wear earmuffs. And in the middle is all cargo. You could put a fucking tank in it, That's how powerful they are. That arrives, 50 blokes, army bomb disposal fellas rock up on the job. They call it delousing, and they'd be digging up all these fucking 50 cal bullets, numerous of these 90-pound bombs, the first one, and they blew them all up. And we had a great time with the army blokes, just yakking to them. They were from Brisbane. Well, we were able to do work on sections. So John and I and the crew, we'd put up about 400 foot of this tower. If you stand back, it looks like a stick, 2-foot triangle. It looks like a stick with all the guy ropes on. So we were drinking with the army boys every night. So we bid them farewell the night before, and they said, yeah, we'll do a flyby tomorrow. And they said, what time will you be up on the top of the tower? And I said, 11 o'clock we'll be well and truly up on top. Yeah, we're leaving about midday. I said, all right, fly by. Yeah, no worries. So no fucking rules in the 70s. It was make your own, No OH&S, all that fucking bullshit. You can't work on this site, it's dangerous. It was fucking unheard of, mate. And structures went up without all this union shit, and fucking safety shit. Fuck, a few blokes got killed, but you knew the risk, you did your job. It was good money. In 1978 it was. And anyway, we're up on top of the tower and you get a hell of a view up there. And we could look across to the new airport, the new Henderson Airfield, and we seen the big Hercules firing up. We could hear it. 4 big fucking motors, these massive 4 props. Anyway, he fucking takes off down the runway. He goes out to sea, and then he does a big fucking U-turn, and this thing is really working. Anyway, he comes flying straight for us, and we're about 450 foot up on this tower, and we're fucking eyeballing the fucking the nose of the plane. And I said to Johnny, he said he's going to do a flyby, but fuck, he didn't say he was going to knock us off the tower. So this big fucking thing's droning towards us, You could just see these pilots. This fucking aircraft, mate, you climb in the big back door. It's got a big fucking tailgate, sort of, and you walk up to the business end, the cockpit, and you climb up a ladder about 10 foot, and then it's just a steel fucking ladder. It's so Spartan, And then the pilots sit up in there, you know. It's a real cool fucking plane. It's probably not changed much. And he's flying straight for us. Because it's working so hard, there's just this black smoke coming out of this fucking thing because it's just lifted off. And he's coming straight for us. And we knew he wasn't going to fucking hit us, but the drone of this engine's coming straight for you. And then as he got close to us, he banked. And we just seen the big fucking undercarriage of this Hercules. And, mate, it was it's put the fucking hairs on the back of your neck, you know.
Fuck yeah.
And, of course, no cameras. You know, no cameras. And I thought, fuck. Yeah, that was good. So we continued building towers all through the islands.
Speaking of no cameras, how the fuck would you go about telling stories and not necessarily being able to prove things,
Yeah.
because people will believe you, but
Yeah.
fuck, imagine if you did have a camera back then.
Yeah.
You know me, how easy I fucking pull out the back pocket before
I
you
do
know it,
too,
I've got
mate.
a camera in your face.
Every fucking person above 3 years old now has got a camera in the shape of a phone.
Like, imagine if you had fucking cameras back then.
Well, it's probably, you know, how the dinosaurs died out. We couldn't have dinosaurs roaming around now. And in that day of working, you couldn't have every cunt roaming around with a camera.
No, you'd be
Proving
fucked.
all the
You'd be
shit
in
you
trouble.
do, you know.
If you could have a camera back then,
Yeah.
back before you were able to just pull it, well, even
Yeah,
now, you
your
still
back
got
pocket.
access to a camera, but you're a bit slow. if you
Dinosaur.
could go back and one moment where you were able to just flick the fucking phone out,
Yeah.
take a photo,
Oh.
what do you reckon you'd take a photo
Well, it'd
of?
definitely be that Hercules in the undercarriage going around like that. It'd be the fucking the plough pulling up the 90-pound bomb. It'd be probably pubs of the outback.
Yeah.
Pubs of the outback in the days, fucking near every pub had topless barmaids. That was fuck all. You know, like for the day.
Yeah, it's just normal.
Saturday night, staying in country towns in the outback, you know, this is for work. Fucking there every 2 weeks there'd be a strip night at at a pub, you know, Saturday night pub, and all the ringers would come in from town and construction workers.
Yeah.
Me and Johnny, me and Johnny, you'd see it advertised, say, Johnny, fucking entertainment this Saturday night, we're going, mate.
Yeah.
And there'd be Sheila's dancing, wrestling in fucking jello baths and fucking jelly flying around, you know, you'd be dodging jelly and, camera for that sort of shit, mate. Also some of the bad shit on the road, you just come across a lot of accidents on the road, and not that you want to take photos of that, but
That'd be nice to reflect.
I guess some of the trucks in the day, you know, they'd be going like hell. Half those truckies are fucking doped up on all sorts of shit, you know, happy pills to keep them awake, and just trucks turned over and fucking that sort of shit, you know, and but mainly pubs, you know, blokes fighting, and you know.
Now, what would be your favourite pub?
Oh, in Australia?
All time, and then now.
All time, the Ross River Hotel in Townsville. It's still there, but it's fucking mild. All the rule, and I don't want to be fucking, you know, if there's any, you know, ladies watching this, you got to remember, in the day, these ladies made fucking good money by serving beer with their tits out. Big fucking deal. Nobody put a gun to their head. They're happy to do it. And it was good money.
Yeah.
And let's face it, a lot of women like getting their tits out.
Yeah.
If you've got it, why not show it? You know?
I would.
Ross River Hotel, mate.
Yeah.
For many years, my travels to Townsville to see my old mate Maury. You go in there, mate, and it'll be open 24 hours because there was, across the road was the railway line where goods were coming in 24 hours. Trucks were coming and going. So blokes wanted a beer at 2 o'clock in the morning, so they'd wander across, you know, and fantastic pub. It had the ladies, you know, the young ladies serving beer, walking around and selling raffle tickets. It was just a great atmosphere. Never seen a fight there.
Wow.
everybody was happy. All blokes are happy. Rough dudes, but I never seen a fight there. And one year I go up with all the political correctness and that, said, go on, Murray, Ross River Hotel. He said, don't fucking bother, mate. It's all been banned. I said, what? He said, it's what? Political incorrect. It's sexist. Wow. So it was an end of an era, you know, but that was my favourite. Now, gee, I don't know, mate, because pubs are so fucking political correct now. You say fuck and some bouncer grabs you on the neck and say, hey, you fucking can't say that, mate. So, yeah, pubs aren't what they were, mate. Pubs are wild places. You know, in my travels still now, I love getting outback towns on the motorbike. I love staying in old pubs, and I love the atmosphere of old pubs. So you still get a fair bit of it, maybe not the fighting, but you still get a fair bit of it out in Western Queensland, some of those quiet little places where you meet the characters, where you meet sort of people who, I don't know, I'm not going to say real people, but I'm going to say people hardworking, people with good values, family values, little towns who all still stick together, run raffles, somebody's sick, got to get together for fucking knackers and pass the hat round. And I love that, mate. I was talking to an old mate tonight on the phone who unfortunately is in hospital with bad lungs. He was a shearer all his life. He probably, and this is no bullshit, would shear 100 sheep in a day. He was a gun shearer of the day. But unfortunately, after every sheep, he'd roll a smoke and have a smoke. Has a lot of fucking cigarettes. It's caught up with him now, so he's in hospital. But I checked up on, he's in Brisbane Hospital, so I gave him a call, check up on him. And once again, he said the same, you know, you got to get out there to see, out in the outback, you know, to see those towns and the community spirit, you know. I love being out there in the pubs and having a cup of coffee on me travels. I stop for a cup of coffee and a sandwich, and I see young blokes. And mate, no bullshit, you and your mates still carry on that old tradition of, you know, a lot of you hunt, a lot of you camp, a lot of you have a smoke, you like to have a beer, you love the footy. You blokes are carrying on a tradition. In my, I'll probably get a bit of a bit of fucking, what do you call it? So you're back on me, a bit of flack on me for saying this, but men aren't, I'm afraid men aren't men anymore. You know, they get around with fucking man buns and they wear these fucking pants so tight around their ankles and puffy shoes with no fucking socks, you know, and the woman does the work.
Yeah.
But you blokes, because I had, you know, your mum and I, we had you a bit later in life. Thank fuck we did, because you restored my faith in young people. You and your mates, you still drink, you party, you play footy, you love your sport, you love your fishing, you love your bands, you love your rock and roll, and you love the pubs, and that restored faith. If I never had you, I would have lost touch with young people.
You'd be one of them old cunts down on the street.
Yeah. Look at this. Fucking look, no socks. Put some socks on, you cunt.
Yeah,
Get a man's dog instead of a poodle.
I'll bet.
and I do every Saturday morning. I got a coffee group. All my mates hang shit on everybody.
Yeah. So, speaking of, we'll touch on that. Otherwise, we could talk about work all fucking night.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's
And
part of our
pubs
lives.
And fucking whatnot.
Yeah.
You obviously had me, your son.
Yeah. You.
Just to touch real quick, what do you reckon one of your favourite, funniest memories of me growing up?
Oh, okay. There was many, but one always comes to mind. Always comes to mind, mate. Now, I don't know how old you were. You were running around. Your mum had this great block of land. It was just full of bush and trees. And you always had your mates around. And that was great. And I don't know, you must have been about 8, maybe.
Yeah.
You're old enough to know better for this story I'm going to tell anyway. And I'm sitting there having a cup of coffee watching you all laugh and carrying on and act like fuckwits, as kids should. And you didn't know I was watching, but you ran into the woodshed. You ran into the woodshed. You didn't even squat down. You dropped your dacks and your undies and a shit flew out. Like, bang. Straight out horizontal. You didn't fucking squat. You didn't do nothing. You just flew out horizontal. You pulled your dacks back up and went to fucking do one of these, run off, you know. I said, hey, the fuck do you think you're doing? We do have toilets. And you yell out, haven't got time. I haven't got time. I got to head back with the mates on the swing up the tree. And I just thought, well, fuck me. And you've never stopped since. You know, you're like that now. I'm sure if you could just drop your dacks and shit in the street and just keep moving, you would. Sitting on a shit house takes time, man. You know, I got shit to do. I got to move.
It does.
And I just thought, fuck this kid. He just... he's going to be on the move all his life. And you do. You're bored shitless if you're sitting around. You fucking, you don't like doing the same thing. You get tired of it.
Yeah.
And shit, you know, I guess I'm the same. That's why.
You're 66 and you're fucking worse.
Mate, I'm 66, nearly 67, and fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up.
Yeah,
fuck if I do.
You're still fucking figuring it out.
I'm still figuring it out. There's so much shit I want to do.
You're still fucking, you just rode to Queensland and back.
Yeah.
You're still trying new pubs. You're still getting in fights.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking not much different.
Well, unfortunately, you've seen me get knocked out cold and get the shit kicked out of me there a couple of years, but you came to me rescue. And if you hadn't come to me rescue, I could have been fucking in a wooden box. But honestly,
that's a heavy box too. I don't know if I could lower you down.
Well, I took on more than what I could chew. Thought I was a young man again. I was full of piss and bravado. Stepped in, got a fucking hide and got the shit kicked out of me. And
still had a crack.
He had to come to me rescue. He fucking fought about 3 blokes off me.
Still had a crack.
I had a crack. Wasn't much of a crack, but I thought,
quick crack.
No worries here. One thing I didn't know what was going on because I was out cold.
That's true. Yeah, think of it that way.
So, yeah, I didn't know what was going on till he was picking me up.
You can make up anything because you got no idea.
No. Night in hospital. A few cracked ribs, almost a broken jaw and very fucking sore, and the ego was very damaged.
Yeah, that'd be the worst.
But here we are.
That'd be the worst part.
Yeah. But oh well. It's a good story.
What would you say, like, nowadays? Because you obviously, and not like most 66-year-olds, you still got the mind of a 16-year-old.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, sorry.
Or your mates.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But that's great, mate. That's great.
What is the hardest part about that? Like, is it your body's getting on, but your mind is still young?
Yeah, it's quite frustrating, and I think most people, male, female, you know, going on 67, it's a really fucking weird age, you know. Because so many friends, when you reach this age, drop off the perch and you go to funeral. Once it used to be 8 parties, and then we all used to go to our mates who turned 18 and 21. Then it was the engagements, the weddings, the divorce parties. Fuck, it's funerals now, and you go to the pub for a week, you know, and you think, you start, you know, seeing your mates lowered into the fucking hole, and so I think about, you know, your own, you know, health, fitness, and you think, fuck me, I'm 67. In 20 years, I'm 87, and I think, fuck, if the last 20 years, the next 20 years go as quick as the last 20 years, I'm fucked. You know, I don't want to be fucked. I've still got so much to do. I've got so much to see, so many places I haven't ridden my bike to. Yeah. You know, so many ladies out there.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's a big line too.
There's so many ladies out there I want to meet, you know.
I remember in Hawaii, you know, you were getting a few eyes.
It was a good trip. We went
Jesus Christ, was that a good trip?
We only went for a week. Jackson, myself, Celeste, and our beautiful little angel. And she was a real trooper on the plane.
Oh,
She's a real trooper.
Wasn't expecting that cruisy.
She really wasn't a problem. We got there, we landed at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd flown all night.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me. The first thing we did, we couldn't get into our motel because it was too early. We went to a bar.
Yeah. Fucking nuts.
Fucking cocktails.
Yeah.
Big old brekkie.
Strawberry daiquiri for breakfast.
And then 4 o'clock, Celeste and Esme had to sleep. Jackson and I thought, fuck this, we got time to make up. We went to our first bar.
Yeah.
We learned about tipping.
Oh, fuck, was it?
And American women.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because Hawaii is obviously still the States.
Mm.
And yeah, it's a beautiful
Very
place.
nice.
It's almost like a better Gold Coast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you remember there's still American people.
Shit, yeah.
And there was that one fucking bitch. She was at the bar.
Yeah.
And you and me were just minding our own business like you do in a
really,
pub or whatever.
really sucking up the atmosphere of being overseas.
Yeah. And then you hear this yank.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can hear you guys are from Australia.
Mate, that was it.
Yep, that's us. Oh my God, I love your mustache.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh my God, is that your dad? Yes. That's my dad. I can tell from a mile away. That's your dad. You have the same mustache.
Word for word, mate.
I'm like, yeah.
Oh, fucking leave us alone.
So what, y'all Aussies? Yeah, yes. Y'all know about our tipping, right? You guys suck at tipping. And it was just, shut the fuck up.
We know.
Yeah, shut up.
We've read the book.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Well, she did fuck off in the end. Yeah. She had to come over to us and meet us and shake our hands and complimenting Jack on his lovely blue eyes. I said, what about mine? And she says, wow, yours are a bit red and bloodshot. I said, they did look like his once.
Yeah.
Anyway, when she walked down the street, she said, don't forget to tip. You Aussies are the worst motherfucking tippers in the world. Yeah, thanks, love.
Yeah.
Bye. Fuck off.
What do you make of that whole tipping shit?
Oh, I fucking hate it, mate.
Yeah.
And even talking to some of the young people, when you tell them about our system, well, you know, our wages cover that, so you don't have to tip. They said, oh, they're so, they hate it. They fucking hate it.
Yeah, it was funny when we spoke to the younger people. They were sort of
the
like,
younger people.
Yeah, we think it's dumb.
They didn't like it at all,
Nah.
did they? It's fucking hard for them, innit? Because it means they're virtually beggars.
Pretty much.
They really are beggars.
And they were. Because, like, you go out for fucking bit of Eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
And bloody, they're fucking trying so hard. Just get me my eggs.
Yeah.
And coffee.
Yeah.
And be done with it. I don't need you on your knees here.
Begging
for a couple extra bucks. Like, it's sad.
Mate, it's shit, isn't it? You know, and then when you get, say, like we got that really shit taxi driver. Mm. We did a lot of travelling in taxis, and most of them were fantastic. And we met Junior. Yeah. Junior was just a genuine Hawaiian man who'd grown up there. His family was there. He just wanted to promote Hawaii.
Pretty much.
You didn't mind giving him above and beyond his tip. No. But we got this fucking asshole one day who was a piece of shit. Yeah. And I thought, maybe $10, 10 American dollars on a big trip for a taxi driver is pretty good. Mm. And I gave him $10 and I held my hand out and he said, what? I said, $5 back, mate. Mm. And he did not fucking like that. He slammed it in my hand and I just thought, fuck you. You're not getting the $10. I want change $5. It was only done on purpose, because he was an asshole.
Imagine not that we do, but any Americans or Hawaiians listening to this would be like, holy, who's this guy?
But mate, we crammed in a week. We crammed in a month.
Fuck yeah,
we really did. All of us crammed in a month. Yeah, Jack and I went to Pearl Harbor. We met some cool people. Mm. We had this bus driver took us out to Pearl Harbor. What was his name, mate?
Oh, fuck, that's me.
Hawaiian.
Got him on Facebook.
Yeah. He's just a real cool dude, probably 40 years old.
Yeah.
and he had on his on the top of his hand he had tap out. I didn't take any notice, but when we were all quiet and all the tourists and Jack and I got back to the bus a little bit early, we seen this dude having a smoke. We got yakking to him, and Jack recognised tap out meant he must something to do with UFC. Well, it turns out this dude pulled his camera out and started showing us photos of when he was fighting. And by the time he got us back to our hotel, he had invited us out for the night with his partner.
His house. Come for drinks. And Jack got him on Facebook. And
fucking
unreal bloke.
Yeah, he thought we were cool. We thought he was so super cool, and that's one day meeting somebody, So if you move to these places, and you're willing to just put out there, be polite, be,
fucking easy,
courteous. You meet these friends, and
it's easy.
And that's how I've lived my whole life, traveling. Yeah, it was a great trip.
Fucking beautiful.
It was apart from Solomon Islands and working around Pacific Islands, really, it was my first time overseas officially.
Yeah. Where you'd go next?
Well, I couldn't have got a better crew to travel with.
Yeah.
It was great.
Anytime I should be around.
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah.
You're paying.
Yeah, I'm paying. Next trip, it's hard one. I always wanted to go to the States and hire a motorbike, buy a motorbike, or go on an organised motorbike trip to do Route 66. I'm not so keen on Route 66 now because now that I've been introduced to YouTube, America's a big place. It's like this. But towns are so close together. And I really would want to see, spend a month or so just riding a bike all through the States. On my own, somebody's out there who wants to do the same thing and join me. Fuck yeah. Just land in LA, either hire a bike, buy a bike, organised trip. I don't give a fuck as long as I do it,
Surely there'd be someone out there who fucking would have a crack.
Yep. The other place would be Europe. Of course, England, Scotland, Ireland.
Yeah.
Stay at those little pubs in Scotland, Ireland, drink black beer, yarn, sing songs.
Imagine your shits.
Yeah, my shits are pretty good. I really don't look at them. I really rarely look back. I rarely look back in life, and I rarely look back in the toilet bowl. What's done is done.
Whatever
never
you
go
be
back.
Shooting out in Scotland would be deadly.
You can never go back, mate. So don't look back. No. Just push the button. Push the button on life. Yeah, don't go backwards. And no regrets.
No.
That's a fucking surely a waste of fucking energy and time. Don't go back. What's done is done. You make fuck-ups, and I made a lot of fucks up in my life. A hell of a lot of fuck-ups. And I'll probably fuck things up for a lot of people too. And people fuck things up for me, but it all squares out in the end, If you're laying on your deathbed, you don't want to be saying, fuck, I wished I'd done that. Wished I'd done this. You got to say, fuck, I'm glad I'd done that. No regrets. And that's what happens when you're in your 60s. You think, fuck. You see mates dying all around you. I don't want to be morbid. They die. People die, and that's it, Not morbid about it. I'm realistic about it. And it just makes you think, fuck, I have to cram so much living in the next 20 years. Because let's face it, you might, I might say, oh, yeah, I can still travel and fuck around and do all the shit I want to do at 80, but your body's not capable to do it and your mind doesn't, haven't got that same inclination. So, everybody out there, if you're fucking 20, if you're 30, live like you're going to fucking die in 20 years. And you've got so much to cram in, do it now. Don't fuck around. And I can speak from experience because I'm this age. Fucking do it.
I guess you've also seen, like me, your son growing up.
Yeah.
Mid-20s and how fucked it is.
Oh.
So you're probably,
Life's
I don't know, you've never really said, but like, if you're a single bloke at fucking my age now, would you go, yeah, work your ass off and buy a house and be in debt? Or would you say, fucking go travel and
That is a hard one, mate, because, you know, at your age, you naturally think of the future. But when the future comes, you know, the future comes to everybody. I think it's pretty important to look back, like I've just been saying, look back and say, you know, fuck, I'm glad I did that, because now, you know, you're talking about somebody, you know, you've got a child and that's a little bit more difficult for you. Not that you can't travel with a child, but I think people say, I've listened to people say, you know, they want a child and they say, I can't have a child until things change. What's going to change? And my advice is, you want a child, have a fucking child, because it's never going to be a better time. Oh, I haven't got enough money. Are you ever going to have enough money? And in your case, oh shit, you know, I want to travel. Well, travel, you know, because I don't know, the future has a way of looking after itself. It really does. I don't know. Just from my experience, I've been down and out. I've been married, as you know.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I was married to your mother once, and you know, we divorced.
Did you have sex as well?
I had to have you. You didn't
Bullshit.
fucking stalk, didn't deliver you, and we didn't find you under the cabbage patch. That was probably the best part. But look at the result. So
Just once though.
you know, it's a good ad for condoms.
Yeah, I only had it once though.
Yeah, mate. I only had it once, never had it again.
Mum told me.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah. I only let him at it
She
once.
hated me once.
I only let him at it once. It was for you.
Yeah.
we're done.
I needed a son.
Yeah.
I was just
She said cheers for that.
I was just a stud.
Yeah.
But look what I created first time.
Not bad.
First time I got this. It's
Fucking good innings that.
It's like winning the Melbourne Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never run a
One run,
race
got me
before.
trophy. Cheers, cunt.
Yeah.
See you later.
Been there, done that, got
Yeah.
the T-shirt.
Piece of piss.
See ya. Where were we? Oh, I fucking lost track of where we were. But no, do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it now.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
No good time.
Yeah. Take it easy, but take it.
It is true. There's no fucking good time to have a kid. When the
No,
fuck,
and I tell people that.
yeah, when the fuck
Yeah.
is a good time in your life to have a kid?
Well, have it now.
Never.
There's never going to be that time where, oh, right, this is the perfect time.
This would be awesome to introduce a little baby who cries and shits and pisses and doesn't sleep. When the fuck is a good time for that? Never.
No,
There
never.
is never.
Yeah, never. It's
That's not to say that having a kid isn't the most beautiful thing you'll ever do.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
But think about that. They're the things that come with it. When the fuck is there a good time for that?
No,
Never.
never. I guess for everybody who has a child for the very first time, fuck, what a shock.
Oh, fuck
What
yeah.
a shock. You've been taken from having this freedom
Yeah.
of, let's go and eat at a pub.
Yeah.
Let's have a party tonight. Let's go to a party.
Think of the easiest thing that you do with your partner and then take that away.
Take it away. Take it all away. Sleepless nights.
Yeah.
You know, the stink of baby shit. You know,
Yeah.
going out somewhere and taking a fucking suitcase of nappies, dummies, fucking food. You know, ain't an easy time. So if you're gonna have a kid, just have it now.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah. And if you want a second one, do it.
Yeah.
Never a good time. And same as life, because say so many people, mate, say, yeah, when I retire, I'm going to travel. When I retire, I'm going to buy a caravan and go around Australia and live free. When I retire, when I fucking retire, it just doesn't happen. You know, I've known so many blokes who have retired with that dream and got cancer and fucking died. And the caravan sits in the yard.
Yeah.
Gathers moss and it's got to be sold, but there's never that time. Never sort of say what all my friends, a lot of my friends have said, when I retire, when I've got enough money, I'm going to do this. When my super comes through, I'm going to do this. Fuck it. Cash it in, do it now. And like I started to say before, I've been on my arse bones with no money where I had to borrow on the credit card to pay my rent. And I had to eat fucking baked beans on toast most nights. Beg and scrape. beg and scrape and think, fuck, geez, what have I come to? I've always had money. I've always lived pretty well. And bang, fell on hard times, no work, fucked up back at the time. Back's all good now through rehab and shit. Fuck, I'm on top of the world again. I could have been in that situation and thought, fuck it, I've got nothing. Why don't I just go into the city, find a fucking cardboard box and a couple of blankets, live on the street and put my cup out there. Please help me.
You'd suit that.
Well, it might be all right. I might do it for fun.
You're a good-looking homeless person.
I would. My beard would be down here. And I stink.
Yeah, you would stink.
But fuck, no, I chose to come back up, get work, start off small again. And fuck, I don't regret being on my ass bones and poor, because now I'm sort of living comfortably again. I fucking appreciate it.
Fuck yeah.
Appreciate everything I have. Because I sold shit to pay the rent, sold shit to eat. Great, I did it. Another challenge in life.
Yeah.
And fuck me, when you're dead, what's it all matter?
Not much, eh?
Not much, mate. And like I say, I don't want to be morbid talking about death. It's realism.
I think you can tell the difference between some people and this isn't a bad thing on people who haven't had major deaths in their family.
Yeah.
But I feel as though once you do, it does sort of shaping out a bit of a pathway for yourself. Maybe if you are in a bit of doubt or in a hard time, I feel as though when you lose someone close,
yes,
you sort of go, fuck, none of this shit means anything, does it?
Yeah, and no one's immune from it. No one's immune from
you're all going to put up with it at some point.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who you are.
No.
Unless you're a heartless prick who doesn't care about anyone.
Yeah.
You're going to put up with someone's death.
You are, yeah.
And as hard as it might be at the time, fucking 6 months, a year down the track, 2 years, you go, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's sort of shaping me to see none of this shit really fucking matters, does it?
No. Well, you get everything handed to you, What sort of person you're going to be?
Yeah.
You fight for it, you appreciate it. You don't fight for it, everything's handed to you. Yeah, you got to earn everything in this life. And that's it.
And mate, real quick, talking about hard times, dark times, you went through a dark time, which you don't have to get through, or get into.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been in plenty
Yeah,
of
been
dark
down
times.
in a deep hole, yeah.
Yeah, there is a very fucking weird point in your life that you told me about one day.
Yeah?
And you went to a monk house or something.
Shit. Yeah, I'm getting old now, I'm losing my memory. Yeah, a monastery.
Right.
A monastery. I lived in a monastery for a while.
How the fuck do you end up there?
Oh, yeah, been down and out, mate.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I need a roof over my head. Yeah. A friend suggested there's a monastery at Tarrawarra between here and Yarra Glen.
Still there?
Yeah, it's still there, yeah. And it's been there for, maybe 100 years,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're Cistercian monks. And I ain't fucking religious in any way, I don't believe in fairies and I don't believe in God, but each to their own if you do. Yeah. If you believe in God, more power to you. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. But these monks have been around for 100 years. They're working monks. They run a farm. At the time they ran, I'm sure they still do, beef cattle and dairy cattle. And they're totally self-sufficient out there with their milk and with their beef. Monks go there. They got their church there. They do their worship and whoever they worship. But they have this place for anybody who needs help. Anyway, I was down and out. I had nowhere to go. And this is, you were born. Your mum and I had broken up. I I'm not going to say lost a house because I gladly gave your mum the house, which, I didn't want her to struggle. And I'm not blowing my own fucking trumpet. I just didn't want you and her to struggle. So I thought, well, better off that's another story. But
She's not going to go to a monkey house.
she ain't going to a monkey house. We might go to a fucking monkey house, but not a monkey house. But no, I love you. And so anyway, a friend suggested if you knock on their door,
Yeah.
you say you need help, they'll take you in.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm not fucking religious. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you are, what you believe in.
Yeah.
I said, well, I don't believe in,
Buddha?
God.
Is it Buddha?
No, they are Christians.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they believe in Jesus Christ.
Right.
They're Cistercian monks.
Oh, it's Buddha.
No, that's Buddhists. If I was in India, I'd go to a Buddhist monastery.
Yeah, right.
But all right, so I drive down there in my old car. I knocked on the door. Yes, can we help you? Just they call themselves brothers. Brother. His name was Steele, Brother Steele.
Yeah.
Now Steele side bottom, footy player.
Yeah.
No fucking relation.
Oh.
But his name is Steele.
Just do you know him?
But you know of him.
Yeah.
Who's he play for?
Collingwood.
Collingwood. His name is Steele, side bottom. Fucking his parents. He got a sense of humour. What do you know? What's our last name? Side bottom.
Yeah, Steele.
Oh, let's name him Steele. Steele, side bottom.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Sense of humour. Good on him.
Yeah.
But anyway, this Brother Steele comes out. I'm Brother Steele.
Yeah.
I'm Gaza.
Yeah.
And I don't
Steele
believe in
and
God.
Gaza.
I just want to make things,
Yeah.
I don't
I'm here
believe
for
in
some milk.
I'm here for some fucking nourishment, mate.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said, what's your problem? And I said, well, I'm a bit destitute, mate. I don't have a roof over my head at the moment, working on it. So got an old car out there, and that's about all I own.
Got a roof.
That's about all I own at the moment. And he said, so what do you want from us, sort of thing? I said, a friend said you might be able to put me up, give us a feed, give us a bed. I can help out. And he said, well, no, we got our own people for that. But he pointed me to this little room upstairs. He said, that's yours as long as you want it. Breakfast is at 6, lunch is at midday, evening meal, 6:30. All we require is you respect us, you keep quiet, do the dishes, help in the kitchen. That's all we ask. If you've got donation, great. But if you haven't got donation, doesn't matter. Oh, I felt very humbled, So this little room, mate, a little bed, little window, toilet down the hall. Well, I probably stayed there 2 weeks. I went to the kitchen every day, had my very simple meal, was cooked by the brothers, did the dishes. And there was probably half a dozen people there who had nowhere to go. Some of them were there just for meditations by their own will. I made some pretty good friends there, and we talked during the day. And every now and then a brother would come up to me when I'd be wandering around the garden, and he'd say, did you need to talk? Do you need any help? I'd say, no, I'm right, brother, whatever. And I don't know, mate, I sort of felt a little bit more rejuvenated by staying there. Never went to their church or anything like that. Would hear the church bells going at 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe in there praying. And I don't know, they go and have their breakfast, then they go and work the farm, and then they'd have prayers during the day and prayers at the last thing at night. They had their quarters they went to. It was all separate from where we were, but I had respect for them, I really did. I think I haven't got much respect for churches and people and priests who run them. There's good and bad, but with these monks, they put their money where their mouth is. They spend money in the town. It was a humbling experience.
Fuck yeah.
And then I sort of started getting my shit together again and thought, fuck. And that's where I sort of started working again, building the empire again. And here we are, sitting here doing fucking podcasts with you.
You believe that?
Drinking Shivers Regal.
Fucking pretty
Once it
good.
was
that.
Aldi Scotch, now it's Shivers Regal.
Pretty good.
So yeah, life's like that, ups and downs, and
Yeah.
yeah. So back at work,
Yeah.
fixing everybody's problems around their houses and riding the Townsville every year and
Yeah.
living the dream.
Fuck yeah, mate.
Living the dream.
Pretty
Yeah.
bloody good,
You've
that.
given me a beautiful granddaughter, and what more can a man ask? You know.
I got a few things I got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got time.
we'll wrap it up. Otherwise, we'll fucking go on all night. Maybe we can do a part 2 one day.
See what the
See what the people think.
comments.
They
are,
might
mate.
say, mate, that was the most boring
Yeah.
fucking episode.
Never bring that old prick. Never put that old prick on the couch again, mate. Fucking hell.
yeah.
Oh, all he did was whinge.
There's plenty of things we got to talk about.
Well, if I want a part 2,
Let's do it.
I'm happy to do it. Yeah, we can do part 2 of Gaz's life.
Fucking oath.
There's more to talk about with jobs. There's you know, a lot more fun.
Yeah.
There's I went into explosives for a long time. That
We
was
never
fun.
even talked about, we won't tell them, but Stone Cocky.
Getting a cocky stoned.
Yeah, we didn't speak
Yeah,
about that.
that was fun.
So if the people want part 2, we'll do it.
Yeah, there was all sorts of more things come, and good people,
I like it.
good people, characters in my life.
Well, really, 66 years of living, an
Yeah.
hour and 15 minutes isn't enough, is it?
Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Jesus, time goes when you're having fun.
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
thanks, Dad.
All right, no, thank you, mate. Thank you for the opportunity.
Let's do it again.
We'll do it again.
Oh, bruh.